Hello, music fans. Continuing my favorite band, starting with Every Letter series. And today the letter's D. And my favorite band that starts with the letter D is Dream Theater. And this is their album Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, my favorite album of theirs. They are a legendary progressive metal band. And yeah, it's a really great album. My second favorite band that starts with D is the Devin Townsend project, or just any of Devin Townsend's solo albums. I kind of consider Devin Townsend, he's gone by Devin Townsend as a solo artist. He's had the Devin Townsend band, the Devin Townsend project. I kind of consider it all one artist discography rather than looking at them all individually. So this that I'm holding here is Devin Townsend project. This is Deconstruction, a special edition that has the Deconstruction album as well as the album called Ghost. So it's 2 discs and it's pretty great. So Deconstruction is like a heavy progressive metal album that's chaotic and all over the place, and then Ghost is a serene, like meditation, calming, new age music that's soft and has acoustic guitars and flutes and stuff like that. So there's kind of polar opposites, but you can tell it's the same creative mind behind both of these 2 albums. So those are my top 2. Some honorable mentions. I have the amazing mathcore band Dillinger Escape Plan. This is their album Ire Works. Some other honorable mentions in the prog world would be the prog rock band, the Deer Hunter. They're kind of progressive rock meets indie rock, and they can really do pretty much any genre as well. And another progressive band would be the progressive sludge metal band called Dune. Some more good bands to start with D. We've got the alternative metal band Deftones. Really great band. They were kind of part of the new metal movement, but I don't really associate them that much with new metal. They're not really like Limp Bizkit or Korn or Linkin Park. They're more experimental, ethereal, and progressive and out there. So I just call them alternative metal. Another great band that starts with D is Dead and Divine. They are a Canadian post-hardcore band, a really solid band. How about some power metal? We have the British band Dragonforce. They got really famous from Guitar Hero, their song being one of the hardest to play in Guitar Hero, Through the Fire and Flames. Really solid and fun power metal band. They're kind of silly. I know some people diss them, and some people say they can only play guitar in the studio and they're no good live, but that's actually not true. I think there might have been a time period where they weren't putting on the best shows live. Maybe they were drinking too much before the shows, but I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube of them playing very well live. So they actually are really solid. How about in the rock world? We've got Deep Purple is a great band that starts with D, that started way back in the 60s. And yeah, they're one of the first bands to kind of play around with the heavy metal sound. They're maybe a little more on the hard rock side. Some of their albums are almost progressive rock. Some of their stuff's psychedelic, bluesy. They've got a lot of good variety. They've had a bunch of different singers as well, so lots of cool stuff in their catalog. Another good rock band would be the Dave Matthews Band. Starts with D. And they're a pretty great band as well. They've got some jazzy elements, some folk, funk, indie, alternative. Most kinds of rock are found in their sound. And I'll mention maybe just one more band that starts with D. On the metalcore side, we've got The Devil Wears Prada, which is a pretty good metalcore band. I think they started in the Christian metal world, which I'm not that familiar with. I know Under Oath, and I know Devil Wears Prada, and I know some other Christian metal bands. I don't really pay attention to the message. I just listen to some of the riffs, and I like those. My favorite album of theirs would be With Roots Above and Branches Below from 2009. I like most of their albums. I wasn't as big on their latest one, The Act, but I like most of their albums. They're kind of hit or miss with some of their songs. They're not as strong. And that's it for bands that I want to mention that start with the letter D. I know there's a lot more that I didn't mention, but those are my picks for today. Until next time, we'll talk about the letter E in the next video. Peace out.